Okay, now I'm going to start a slideshow of some orbs and just talk about my day so far. I went to the eye doctor. The one that's checking out my left eye because I see the ultraviolet color of light with that eye. Now, he looked at my eye 3 months ago and he looked at it today. And 3 months ago, I realized he wasn't the kind of doctor that I could tell anything to about what I see with my eyes, I had my cell phone there, and all these pictures are on my cell phone, a lot of them. And I did attempt to show him that I'm taking pictures of what my eye actually can see, because him being an eye doctor, I thought he might be concerned. He's looking to see what's happening with my left eye. But he wasn't one bit concerned. That gets off into woo-woo land when you start talking about seeing things that other people don't see. So even an eye doctor that specializes in diseases of the eye, they only are concerned about diseases of the eye. Apparently they're not one bit concerned about things that you can do with your eyes. They're out of their field of knowing anything about. They don't want to know anything about it. They don't want to. But I went to see him because my daughter wants me to keep getting my eye checked out to see if there's any physical reason why that one eye is messing up. It's actually gotten a little better. When I see with the left eye, the violet color, it's not quite as dark. It's getting lighter. Still, it's kind of difficult because both eyes don't see the same. So when I'm walking around, outdoors especially, I get a little bit dizzy. But anyway, you can get more information on doing your own research and reading esoteric type information, which I just did a little bit of that, and I recorded this that I want to have you hear while you watch these orbs go by. And this is from the book called The Light Shall Set You Free by Norma Milanovich. I have that book. I typed the whole thing up, so I have it as a PDF file. And I can send it to anyone who would like it. It's out of print nowadays, I think. Anyway, if anybody would like to have the words to that book, I have them. But here's me reading a portion about our oneness, how everything is one. And I shall start it right now. Okay, it is beginning. Chapter 9, Law of Divine Oneness. Spirit is the essence of consciousness, the energy of the universe that creates all things. Each one of us is a part of that spirit, a divine entity. So the spirit is the higher self, the eternal being that lives within us. Our thoughts, our visualizations, and the language by which we express our thoughts are some of the most powerful tools we have for spiritual growth. Just as God, or the All, creates with mind, so do we as human beings. Thoughts create and constitute the basis for all there is, because thoughts are vibrations before they become thoughts. We then express them as the energies of words, emotions, and actions. In this way, we interact with the world and carry out our life activities. The law of divine oneness helps us understand that we live in a world where everything is connected to everything else. Everything we do, say, think, and believe affects others and the universe around us. As we grow spiritually, we learn how to transmute negative thoughts, words, emotions, and actions into positive ones. Thus, we not only manifest a better environment for ourselves, but we also help create a world that is consistent with the One. To assist us now on this journey, Master Athena explains the divine concept of oneness in the following way. Greetings to all aspirants who wish to become self-realized in the light. I, Athena, am pleased to be selected to work with Master El Morai to deliver the ancient wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus, better known to the Egyptians as Thoth, on the universal principle of the divine concept of oneness. I fulfill this assignment with my heart connected to the great central sun, which provides me with the connection to the divine. It is this lifeline through the higher self that shall bring forth the highest frequency of information to the reader of these words. To the students of this lesson, one directive is given. Feel the message with the heart center rather than receive the words in the mind. Absorb the light that comes with the message, and in so doing, you shall begin the journey of becoming self-realized in the light. It is now time to allow the information to flow from the mind of the Creator. The divine concept of oneness is the universal mind. It is the realization that all is mind, and the universe exists within this field of pure energy and light. All is consciousness. The planets, the suns, the animals, the plants, the minerals, and all beings of multi-dimensional forms who grace the Creator's kingdoms. Nothing escapes this principle, for all is composed of the same substance at the subatomic level. It is here, at the subatomic level, where the oneness concept sustains the life force within, and it is also at the level where higher consciousness is realized, for all is mind energy in the universes, and all is information, which can be reduced mathematically. This field of mind energy is sometimes referred to as the golden liquid light, or otherwise known as prana, chi, or life force energy. This field is accessed by individuals by silencing the active mind. This state reduces the number of electromagnetic signals emitted by higher mental actions. Silence allows the 9 bodies to align with the perfect code that locks the individual into this force field. Once an individual resonates to the frequency of divine oneness, the mind connects with symbols and patterns that reside in this force field. These in turn enable the mind to use this connection for creation and manifestation. The key to accessing this power lies in the person's ability to remain totally calm, balanced, and at peace during all situations. Mind, body, spirit, and earth are all interconnected within the golden liquid light. They are all one, yet each affects the other in subtle ways. Humans moving into the 5th dimension must understand this concept, and also understand the subtlety of the mental bodies and minds' influences on the creative process. This is especially true for scientists. If this is not understood, evolution will be stalled, and chaos will result, causing pain to those moving through this portal of time-space. A magnetic flux exists in the universe, which will be experienced more fully when Earth is integrated into the 5th dimension. It is sensitive and fluctuates easily through the stimulus response patterns, being emitted constantly by various energy sources. For example, whenever there is a disruption in the force field, a momentary disturbance is created in the magnetic resonance patterns around individuals. The cycles of the moon and subsequent effects on human behavior illustrate this point. When such disturbances occur, information received by individuals is disrupted, and the mathematical symbols are disturbed. This causes inaccurate information to be received and assembled within the mind. I place the word inaccurate in quotation marks to make a point. In reality, no information received is inaccurate, because all information is received as a result of the magnetic patterns that form around us as individuals. Students of universal laws know this to be true and recognize that this statement is in reference to the law of attraction. By using quotations, I emphasize that information exists that is more stable and conducive to the growth of the individual's 9 bodies, and that this greater wisdom can be accessed through higher vibrational patterns within the divine mind. When an individual is calmer and more stable, his or her ability to receive higher forms of information with fewer distortions is increased. Therefore, information received under these conditions is deemed to be more accurate. Another way to assess one's understanding is to provide another explanation. Accurate also can be defined in terms of information received through stages of the evolutionary development of the soul. What is understood and accepted as truth and accurate in one phase of development is discarded later as the person evolves into higher fields of understanding. Thus, this explains how science has evolved throughout the centuries. As wisdom and knowledge expand and become stabilized, concepts are received at higher levels of understanding and development. This then changes the face of truth. Awaken, my sisters and brothers of the stars. You are the spark of the divine creation. Come to earth to be the co-creators with God. Remember oneness. All is mind. All is thought. All is the all. In the universal mind of oneness, I, Paula Athena, born out of the mind of Zeus, conclude this discourse. So be it. Now here's a summary. Everything in the universe is connected in a force field of oneness. All is consciousness. All is God. Since we exist within this field, we are one with it. Therefore, our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions are powerful forms of energy. Okay, I recorded that so I wouldn't be messing with the camera while I was trying to stroll up and down in my book, my recorded pages of this book. And I do have this, and I'm glad to share it with people. The Light Shall Set You Free has a lot of information pertinent to today. I have other books as well. I have a lot of the Walter Russell books that I'm glad to share with others. Some of Jane Roberts' books, where she channeled Seth, and Ken Carey books, like the Return of the Bird Tribes. That's a very good one. Also the Starseed Transmissions. And one that I really, really like, although the author used dates, that's always a mistake. It's called The Return of the Dove by Margaret Storm. But the last half of that book is all about the life of Tesla, Nikola Tesla. She knew him better than most people do. He wasn't really an earthling. He was from Venus. He was given to an earth family. He was born aboard a spaceship and given to a family in Croatia to be raised to help us with this electricity. And he gave us so much that way, but doesn't get all the attention he really should have gotten. He always just wanted to invent and not do the thing of making a lot of money off of his inventions. That wasn't his goal. His goal was to light up the earth. He wanted even third world countries to have the freedom that electricity brings. He wanted to call the world Freedom Star because he would light it up with electricity. And you know something I found out about electricity from reading that book? Electricity is the third of the cosmic rays. The first two, I think, are love, wisdom. But the third is the one that does the work, and that's electricity. And it's a cosmic ray. Now, it's also called the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit does the work. In the Bible, they talk about the day of Pentecost. When it came, all the people were of one accord. And that's important for everybody to want the same thing and be thinking along the same lines. And they came together in a place, and it was like tongues of flames of fire set upon all of their heads, and they all could understand another person's language, even though they didn't know that language. But when it said that what it looked like was a flame of fire on the top of their head, to me that sounds like electricity. It just does. I've read that passage and wondered about it in the past, but now I realize if that's the Holy Spirit is electricity. The gift that electricity gave them that day was the gift to understand, I guess you could call it telepathy. They heard in their own language. Telepathy is a wonderful thing for us to develop because you don't need to know another person's language. If you can talk to someone telepathically, they hear you in their language. And some of the beings that are from other star systems and planets, they talk to us as telepathy. We wouldn't understand their language if they talked where we could hear them verbally with our ear. But telepathy is a wonderful thing. We need to do more of it. And I just wanted to talk a little and tell you about my day, going to the doctor, wishing that he could be interested in some of this kind of stuff. But I don't find anyone personally around me, physically around me, that's at all interested in these orbs. It's like, well, I could understand they wouldn't be interested if only I could see it, and I told them what I saw, but they couldn't see it. But I can take pictures of it, and I can show that something's happening with it. And I got a message from the light that came into my computer. I'll put a video in the description bar that has that message, because this light is intelligent. And that's my brother-in-law. I was outside and I said, hold your hand out. Of course, he couldn't see what I was seeing through my camera. But if I had people who would work with me, I could get people in these pictures with this light, with these orbs. I don't even have that many people around me interested to get into a picture and have an orb. It could be a very beautiful orb. Those are friends of mine. Well, the older gentleman. Let me go back to that. I want to show you something about that. You see, this was her father's funeral, and they were going to take a picture while they were at their funeral, and they asked him to be in the picture with them. And though deceased, there he is. He's an orb in that picture. A lot of people think that when you enter the spirit world, when you die, you can come back as an orb. But I believe orbs are many things. That's one thing that they are, but there are many other uses of the orb. I think it's a seeing device for looking at what is in empty space, because Space is not empty. It's full. All this color surrounds us. We're just walking around in it. We don't see it. But some of us are beginning to get a glimpse of it. And I hope that, if I do nothing else with my life, it's at least I will have given other people pictures of what it is that we can see. I think someday we'll all be seeing things like this. But with me, it's like you don't see it unless you want to. It's not going to interfere with your ability to walk around. But if you want to see it, there's a little trick with your eyes and a way you look at the light, and you will be able to see it. And let's see, I got a few more pictures on here, I think. Those are what I think are the hydrogen atom orbitals, when they make circles around and like that. See, there's one. Looks like a bullseye. It's an atom, I believe, but can't prove anything until I manifest something. And that message that came to me, that if you look at the video I will put in the description bar, said that this light is intelligent and that it will manifest for me something that I wanted to manifest. And I just pondered it. In my free time of just laying in bed and just thinking, I would say, if I could manifest something, it would be this. I always wanted to manifest the same thing, so I didn't scatter my wishes too far and wide. And I always wished to see a silver platter with gold, apples made of pure gold. And the message that came to me mentioned that which is silver and gold and fruit, I would manifest. And I would use it to show other people so that they would learn that we can manifest. Hydrogen orbitals, that's pictures of that from this a website. So anyway, see, there's one of the hydrogen orbitals that are in these orbs. I think this is the subatomic world, and that's a picture of self-propelling of subatomic particles, and I get that in my pictures as well. Look at that one, looks like it's swirling around. Anyway, I think it's important. I can't seem to get the attention of any scientist, and I sent a whole lot of pictures and a letter to Greg Braden, because he's always talking about empty space is not empty. It's full of stuff. And yes, I hope he answers me. I hope he gets my package. I made him something too, as well. But a piece of sacred geometry. But anyway, I hope he gets back with me and lets me know that he got it, at least. Lets me know that. But I think that he will see. If he sees what I see in this, he should be very, very happy to see it. Because this is something scientists, the ones who will explore consciousness, have been wanting to see. They don't know this is what they've been wanting to see, but it is. And I'm so ready to hand over thousands of pictures to them. Thousands of pictures I have taken of this. And so ready and willing to share what I have with those who are studying things more in depth than I do, because I know I don't have the scientific mind that would know all the different experiments I could do with taking pictures like this. So I want someone who will take this further than me to take a hold of it. I would gladly give it to them, because I'm 72 years old. I'm not going to live that much longer. But if I manifest that, then that means it's going to happen pretty soon, because I'm already 72. If we're going to be able to manifest things out of the thin air, which is full of stuff, it might happen in my lifetime. because of that message that I received. Makes me think that. But when Spirit talks to you and they say soon, soon is just such a word that you don't know whether that means years, weeks, days, minutes. You don't know. It could be years. It could be tomorrow. So you always are in suspense. But I'm going to just keep talking until this runs out. I'm at 25 minutes, or 26, something like that. It's a bit blurry. If you could see my eyes right now, the black pupils are all dilated. The whole width of my eye. It looks really strange. I was going to the eye doctor. He put those drops in your eyes that dilate your eye. Feels kind of funny. I didn't even talk to him about what I see with my eyes this time, because the last time he showed no interest. And he wouldn't have this time. Doctors are just about what their specialty is, and this is not in his field of specialties. It amazes me that people aren't even curious, though. That's what amazes me the most. It's like, well, we're so occupied on survival and making a living that there's just no time for free thought and looking into something that takes time. And when they do have time, they want to watch football. Around here, that's all they want to do. They just want to do other things than research something like this. On the other hand, I have all the time in the world because I don't work. And I look into a lot of things. I look at a lot of videos. And I love comments. Anyone wants to talk to me, I can send pictures like this to people if they want them in their email. And I've done that a little bit with some people that wanted them. I'm just going to let this run until it runs out. It should be emptying itself here. And then I'm going to just shut up. Anyway, this is the Dove Lady over and out for now. Talk to you later.